The story of the Great Flood is a powerful one. It appears in the Bible and in the myths and legends of many cultures. The flood is a story of destruction and rebirth. It is a reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. But what if the Great Flood never happened? How would the world be different? The flood is said to have reshaped the earth. It wiped out entire civilizations and changed the course of history. But geologists tell us that the Earth's features were formed over millions of years. The Grand Canyon, for example, was not created by a single flood. It was carved out by the Colorado River over eons. The flood is also said to have wiped out all life on Earth except for the animals on Noah's Ark. But the fossil record tells a different story. We see evidence of life evolving over millions of years with no sign of a sudden catastrophic flood. So the Great Flood is a story, but it is not supported by scientific evidence. But it is still a powerful story, and it has had a profound impact on human culture. The Earth's surface is a testament to the power of nature. Mountains rise and fall, rivers carve canyons, and glaciers reshape the land. The Great Flood, as depicted in religious texts, is often imagined as a force that dramatically altered the planet's geology. But what if this catastrophic event had never occurred? Without the flood, the Earth's geological formations would likely be different. The slow, gradual processes of erosion and deposition would have continued uninterrupted. The Grand Canyon would likely still exist, but its shape and size might be different. The layers of sediment would tell a story of slow, steady change. The fossil record, too, would paint a different picture. Fossils are found in layers of rock, with the oldest fossils at the bottom and the youngest at the top. This layering provides a timeline of life on Earth. Without the flood, this timeline would be uninterrupted, showing a gradual evolution of species over millions of years. The absence of a global flood would also impact our understanding of geological formations like salt flats and gypsum deposits. These features, often attributed to rapid evaporation after the flood, would likely be smaller or absent, altogether in a world where they formed through gradual processes. The Earth's surface would be a mosaic of geological formations, each telling a story of slow, steady change over eons. The story of Noah's Ark suggests that all life on Earth today descended from the animals that survived the flood. This idea, however, conflicts with what we know about evolution and biodiversity. In a world without the Great Flood, the tapestry of life would be even more diverse and complex. Without a catastrophic flood to create a genetic bottleneck, the variety of life on Earth would be astounding. A genetic bottleneck occurs when a population is drastically reduced, leading to a loss of genetic diversity. This loss of diversity can make a population more vulnerable to disease and less adaptable to change. Without the flood, evolution would have continued uninterrupted, resulting in a wider array of species. Ecosystems would be more resilient, with a greater variety of plants and animals interacting in complex ways. The delicate balance of nature would be preserved, with each species playing a vital role in the web of life. Imagine a world where extinct species like dodos and woolly mammoths still roam the Earth. Without the flood, these animals might have survived, contributing to the planet's biodiversity. The absence of a global flood would have allowed ecosystems to evolve naturally, resulting in a richer and more vibrant tapestry of life. Section 4: The Human Story, Civilization's Alternate Path. The Great Flood is a pivotal event in many cultures' origin stories. It often serves as a cautionary tale, reminding people of the consequences of disobedience or the destructive power of nature. But how would human civilization have developed without this shared narrative? In a world without the flood, human societies would likely have different myths and legends. These stories, shaped by local environments and experiences, would reflect a wider range of beliefs and values. The absence of a single unifying flood narrative could lead to greater cultural diversity, with a wider array of traditions and practices. The development of religion and philosophy would also be affected. Without the flood narrative, different explanations for the origins of life and the nature of good and evil would emerge. The concept of a divine creator might be different, or perhaps multiple creation stories would coexist. The absence of a global flood could also impact our relationship with nature. Without the flood as a reminder of nature's destructive power, humans might have developed a different sense of stewardship over the environment. perhaps we would have a greater appreciation for the delicate balance of nature and the importance of preserving biodiversity. Section 5. Faith and Doubt. Religion without the deluge. The Great Flood holds a prominent place in the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. It is a story of divine judgment and human redemption, a cornerstone of faith for millions. But what happens to these faiths when the cornerstone is removed? The absence of a historical flood would challenge these religions. Some might see it as proof against the literal interpretation of Scripture. Others might interpret the lack of evidence as a test of faith. This questioning could lead to a re-evaluation of core tenets of faith. It could spark a debate about the role of Scripture and the relationship between faith and reason.